Whoever made that damn song, my God, is it beautiful. Oh, we'll have that song to play for years to come here on the Live Dive. Welcome to my nightly show. I'm Unirock. If you don't know, I have the most controversial live show on YouTube, at least for the community that we're in. So I'd say out of all the channels that are under 100,000 subscribers, this is the most controversial show out there. We got a lot to do tonight. Oh my God. I don't even want to try to get into it. That I started out as just a regular dude on YouTube trying to show you all the strange things that were happening in the world. But I started to notice that I was surrounded by channels that just wanted to fake you out and pretend, make fake things, create drama, create the stuff that they were doing so that they could get clicks and views and be taken seriously inside of the community. Because they know if you got a popular show, you're going to be making some money here on YouTube. So part of what I do now is still show you all the strange things I find every day on a nightly show called The Live Dive. But I also do lots of other shows that try to focus on the individual things that have happened in the last couple of years that focused my show into what it is. But even more than that, my God, if we've been coming off of the biggest, massive, crazy drama explosions we've seen in such a long time. Now, you know why? You know why we've had these drama explosions? Because all these trends are crashing down. That when the truth gets out on a trend, I've proven to all of you, and thanks to all of you also, when the truth gets out there on a trend that's going on, it only takes a little bit of time before a massive wave of clicks and views, subscribers, and money all comes from fake trends, from created trends, forced trends. But as soon as the truth comes out, they crash to the ground and burn. Welcome, my friends. I don't want to scare anybody, okay? So everyone, please understand that what I'm about to tell you is very controversial. It's very controversial. Some people don't even believe that it's true. It's so crazy. So I don't want to instigate any more drama with any channel. So I'm only going to do me, okay? I'm only going to do what I'm doing. But you know I got to keep you updated on that massive dumpster fire that happened over the weekend. That it had its own hashtag invented for it. You know what it is. It's called fire herpes. I know. One complaint you guys have had lately is that a lot of you guys watch my show, but you don't watch it every night because you have lives. And I get that. I don't expect you to. I do the nightly show, not even for the replay in mind. I do it for the live audience. So I get it completely. And you want me to make sure I've put all information on the table as quickly as possible when updating a story. So we're updating the fire herpes story. So let me tell you what that is in under 10 seconds. Fire herpes is where Titus Frost, Lift the Veil, and Random Rants of Ryan and Exploring Reality all said that Tromagate was happening or insinuated that Donutgate was happening, and it started pissing off the companies that they were insinuating were doing these things that are reminiscent of Pizzagate. Because Pizzagate became debunked, everybody woke up from it and started to give them hell for still covering it. So basically, John Brennan threatened them with the doxings, with the exposings, if they didn't produce facts or shut the fuck up. Basically, John Brennan threatened them with the doxings, with the exposings, if they didn't produce facts or shut the fuck up. So guess what they did? They shut up. They retracted the hashtag. They basically admitted it's all a bunch of bullshit. But that is not why I'm bringing it up. I know some of you guys are like, you said you wouldn't talk about this today. I have to. Because if you remember when John Brennan called in to Lift the Veil, do you remember what he said? He said that he was going to give Random Rants of Ryan and Cam something called fire herpes. And when he was pressed about it, he stated that it was a black magic voodoo spell that he was going to cast through the power of the internet on Ryan and Cam and some of the other guys out there that he thought were involved with Ryan and Cam. I'm not making this up. I've got the clips. John Brennan said it. But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is that Ryan has fire herpes. This is not edited. It's straight from his channel. This is not, I didn't make this. This is just fucking real. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean to Ryan, but it's just too funny. I have to do this. I'm very sorry. Community, YouTube, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I just can't help myself.
Magic? You ever hear of fire spells? Fire fucking spells. I'm gonna resurrect a fucking fire demon. I'm gonna give these motherfuckers fire herpes for 1,000 years. It's 1,000 years of fucking herpes in hell. Fire herpes, baby. Hashtag dark demon coming. You know what? Hashtag fire aid. Dark demons are coming. Hashtag asshole gate. Hashtag dump day. Motherfuckers are going down. Investigation is coming. You wanted to find it. You found it, motherfucker. It's me.
Hey guys, Random Rants of Ryan. Hope you're you're doing well.
Okay. I'm serious. Some of you are going to say I'm trolling Ryan. I'm not trolling him. I'm not, okay? It's either a bitter irony. It's either like fate itself. I don't know what happened. All I know is that when Ryan did this video, which this is his video, which is his response, it turns out this is not edited, but somehow when Ryan went live, he had giant red splotches all over his skin. Stop yelling at me. I swear to God, I'm not being mean. I'm not making this up. It's real. You can't say you don't see it, for God's sakes. Just don't look at me like that, damn it. Over the weekend, called in to lift the veil and put out videos of him screaming and yelling and chanting and summoning the fire herpes from the depths of the black magic occultic hellfire. I thought he was joking too. I didn't think it was real. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But I'll be damned if when I looked at Ryan's video today, I wasn't knocked out of my chair with shock. Good thing I had my unirock patented Pampers, because I was shook when I noticed that fire herpes are real.
Well, a lot of drama online, and kind of wanted to wait for the dust to settle to kind of make our statement on all this drama. Find out.
Fair use article in the description. This is Random Rants of Ryan responding to John Brennan's accusations and magical curse spells that he sent at him with fire herpes all over his body, responding to Traumagate and telling you what he's going to do about it. Right now, live on the only channel where I update you with all the crazy things that happen around the internet every day, Unirock on the Live Dive.
Always best to wait.
Damn, I'm good at this.
Things happen, and sort of wait for people to calm down, and then kind of address it. So, however, we are going to be removing the hashtag Traumagate from our videos because we feel it was done in poor judgment. And our intentions in doing so, using the Traumagate.
So basically, it is now my responsibility as a YouTuber to do what every YouTuber has always done since the beginning of time, when that YouTuber, by some measure of fate and happenstance, ends up being involved in a crazy story like this. Remember, I want you to be completely clear with what I'm saying right now. The big story last week was that everybody was upset that these guys promised a bunch of evidence and didn't have it. Then the big story was that when everybody started to get mad and make videos about how they didn't have evidence, all of the different characters involved had hissy fits and flipped out and cried. Then the big story was that they started attacking people to try to draw their attention away from the fact that they didn't have evidence. Then the big story was what happened over the weekend when Monty called in to lift the veil, and then you guys hounded me until I called in to lift the veil. Then the big story just happened to be that John Brennan called in to lift the veil, and everyone felt bad for Nathan because in all three of those phone calls, the absolute truth was unleashed upon Nathan's own viewers at his own YouTube channel when I completely revealed Nathan's true definition of what evidence really is and how he doesn't really grasp the concept. But all of that is nothing compared to the story now. In all seriousness, please don't think I'm hyping this or turning it into something it isn't. This is one of the rarest, most craziest things that have ever happened on YouTube. This is even better than when I was calling Titus Frost a zombie for a month every day. This is even better than, I know it doesn't get much better than that, but this is better than that. Because when I was calling him a zombie, I mean, it was comedic gold. It was the perfect way to demonstrate how fucked up that his content was without yelling or screaming, just doing a little funny joke here and there. So that was good shit. But it doesn't get any better than John Brennan promising for like 7 freaking straight days that Ryan was going to catch fire herpes. And then when he actually went on his channel, he had red splotches all over his body. Now, I'm not a crazy person. I'm not that conspiratorial. I know he probably doesn't have something called fire herpes, and John Brennan's magical seances that he did every day for the last week probably didn't have an effect on Ryan's skin. But I think even the most logical person would admit that it's at least possible, right? So I have to do what every YouTuber has ever done on YouTube and react to Ryan's response.
Trauma Films or Entertainment was in any way involved in any illegal activities whatsoever, nor were any of its employees. We have no reason to believe that.
That is absolute bullshit, Mr. Ryan. And I'm going to, look, I can't be mean to him anymore. After John Brennan's magical spell actually took hold, I don't even want to make fun of him. I feel like I'd get bad karma for doing it. He's been through enough in the last 3 days after contracting the curse. But I'm at least going to say you did insinuate that the employees at Trauma and Lloyd Kaufman himself were bad people doing bad things. See, when you connect something to Pizzagate. And that's what you did, because you took Lloyd Kaufman and Troma, you put pictures up with him when he was at a restaurant with Podesta. You didn't go live and say, well, we know that he could have just been at a restaurant and saw Podesta. It doesn't mean he's doing anything bad if he's at a restaurant with Podesta. You know, he could have just bumped into the guy. None of that was said. He immediately went towards the very sided place of saying that because Lloyd Kaufman was in a restaurant and it just so happened Podesta was there, it must mean that Pizzagate is connected to Tromagate. And that's what Ryan in Exploring Reality said. So Ryan, I have to completely contest what you're saying right here. I apologize. I'm definitely going to be as easy on you as I can. I know you're in a lot of pain right now, so I'm going to let it go. But seriously, bro, you did do that in your videos.
Or its employees are involved in any illegal activities whatsoever. If that was thought to be, we do apologize. I do not feel that, and I don't believe Cam feels that at all, and we have no proof of that. So we want to make this very, very clear.
Okay. You know, Joelbot is... You got to go watch Joelbot's video, Toxic Accuser versus Dolphin Man 2, if you want to get the full story with the evidence of the actual magical spell working. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to close this out. But what he says is that he is not going to use the hashtag Tromagate in any more of his videos. But he says this. He still thinks that Lloyd Kaufman should be investigated, and he still is going to continue his investigation. Now, John Brennan, being the nice guy he is, responded with, to all the so-called truthers scum rats attacking Lloyd Kaufman and Troma to gain subscribers, I'm going to tell you the truth about you. The truth about you never been true. You ain't nothing, you got nothing to say, shine a light on you, you fade away. You fade away. That's actually just the lyrics to a song, but he responded directly to Ryan. Wait, I haven't seen this one. What the hell is this? Oh my, nope, I haven't listened to Nathan except a few times. He always seemed nice, but I'm not in the know. I would be pissed off too, and it looks like they messed with the wrong dude. Fire herpes? No thanks. That's what everybody on the internet is saying right now. True, the light within me. Everyone is saying that. Everybody is trying to back off of attacking Ryan, or even criticizing the man, because damn, is he in an uncomfortable position. If it's any consolation, he's largely regarded as an insincere and largely irrelevant self-serving opportunist and possibly a CIA disinfo agent within conspiracy culture. Most of us tinfoil hat wearers stand with Troma. It looks, all it took was one angry bad techno to take down Tromagate in 24 hours, which is extremely true. It's very true. And I'm retweeting that because that's just too damn good. It's very true. That's exactly what happened. I'm going to tell you exactly how it went down in just a second. He's actually being recommended for president. Bad techno for president. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. These P-brains who cooked up Tromagate get served. And he said, see, this is the deal. To the video, when Mr. Brennan called in to lift the veil, you would have been present when Nathan kept trying to tell Mr. Brennan that Nathan didn't have anything to do with Tromagate, but Mr. Brennan wasn't buying it. Probably had heard the same things we all had heard, right? Anyway. So, you know what? Screw it. I won't go down. I think it's actually... Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, well, I found it. So, John Brennan retweets. So, we're getting into the juicy stuff. Now, remember, before we go any further, I want you guys to fully understand. I do not want anyone to harass Random Rants of Ryan. Do not mention the fire herpes to him in any way, shape, or form. I'm being dead serious right now. I know I'm kind of joking around about the fact that John Brennan's curse actually worked because I believe it with the all sincerity of my being, but still, don't say anything to him about it. Let it go, right? Let it just, we never forget it. Never forget that, you know, maybe, just maybe John Brennan proved that magic does exist in this world, okay? Don't ever forget that. But don't remind Ryan, and I'm being dead serious. This is not a reverse troll thing. I mean it, okay? So anyway, right after Susan tweets bad techno and says, Ryan removed the hashtag, John Brennan responds, okay, you got busy? God bless America. You got, take me inside the billboard. Okay, Random Rants of Rye. Removing the Traumagate hashtag is a step in the right direction. Dump day will be put on pause until you attack innocent people again. Like an asshole. I love this John Brennan guy. Like, he definitely needs his own show. I swear to God. John Brennan, if you're out there, I will give you a weekly spot on my show to come here and do your comedy and talk and do all kinds of cool stuff. Please, dude. You're one of the funniest people I've ever freaking seen. You are going down in internet legend this week. You've gone down as an internet legend. Please take me up on my consideration. Call in through Skype, 30, 45 minutes every week, and hang out and do a show with me. It'd be freaking awesome. We will be put on pause until you attack innocent people again like an asshole. I'll be watching. Read more in the pic below in case you decide to delete this from your YouTube comments. So he left a comment on Ryan's, Random Rants of Ryan's YouTube page, and he knew with absolute certainty that Ryan would delete it. So he took a caption of it, and I'm going to read it to you right now. But once again, I want to stress how important it is for you to never forget that this happened. Because, guys, I know people have been telling you that I'm magic. My magic is nothing compared to what John Brennan did. the last 7 days. It's just freaking amazing. Is the comment that was left on Random Rants of Ryan response video where he said he would take down the trauma hashtag. Hashtag fire herpes, hashtag assholegate. Are there pedophiles in Washington and Hollywood? 100%. But that doesn't make you correct when you connect random dots online with no real evidence and accuse innocent people of being involved with pedophilia rings. This is, it seems, the YouTube swamp rats really don't care about victims. You do nothing positive for victims. You're nowhere near the truth. You and Camden calling your blanky-ass Traumagate farce and investigation is laughable. You make up bullshit in an attempt to gain subscribers and money, and that's all. You spread lies and slander. When you do that, it makes you a gross fuck of a human who deserves the worst. Do something positive. Support victims in a constructive way. Help kids. Donate to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital like I do, you fucking blank. Now, fair warning, come at me and my friends again with your lies and slander, and there will be consequences. That's all. Fire AIDS. Once again, I have to stress to you that John Brennan, he just basically said in the best way that I've ever heard a person say, he summed up exactly what all of these YouTubers are doing, and he summed up the reason why a lot of us do stand up to this. It's important. This isn't funny. As much as I try to make it comedic, because you have to be able to accept what's going on, every single word in these sentences are true, and I've been saying these things for almost a year now on YouTube. Okay? And I think that any real human being, any real investigator, any person that really cares about victims, they wouldn't get mad at the fact that people are criticizing these maybe like 7 to 9 YouTubers, Lift the Veil, Titus, Ryan, Cam, Jamie Big Mac, and whatever ones Big Fish, and whatever ones I'm forgetting here. They really, look, you could say, yeah, Uni, but they've got about 70,000 subscribers between all their channels that really, believe them and support them. Maybe 10, 20% of the 70,000 really believe and support them, and the other ones just go there to see what's up and mingle around. But, that counts, right? But the truth of the matter is, the other, 5 billion people in the world, of course, we'd say maybe there's only a couple 100,000, 500,000 people that even know anything about the community at all. But anyone that would be exposed to this would have this, which is the logical opinion. This is the logical thought process. Anyone that would sit down and intellectually debate this topic, this is exactly what anyone would come to in a thought process that's being real with themselves. It's not lying or trying to give credence to one side. This is the fair example. This has evidence behind it. You can pull up any of the videos that we've criticized and actually see that this describes it. So I just want to be perfectly clear. Even though we have fun here, that's what my show's for. I exercise my personality, my way of being funny and my comedy, and even though some people don't find it funny at all, that's what I do with my show. Getting completely serious for about another 20 seconds here. That's how I express myself. But it doesn't mean I'm not being serious just because I'm doing my show. This is a very serious topic, and I completely agree with John Brennan. And any of you guys that have watched me, you know that. I agree, even with the first part of it. And I've said this millions of times. Yes, there are pedophiles in Washington and Hollywood and everywhere in the world, from the poorest people to the most rich people, and they are the most pure evil people out there, and they don't deserve to live on this earth, in my opinion. But what is equally as bad, or almost as bad, is when somebody wants to take the topic of that kind of abuse and fake out a bunch of people so they can get subs, clicks, likes, views, shares, money in the end. Really, don't say, well, if you're not monetized, it don't matter. Yeah, it does, because you're still getting PayPal donations, Patreon donations. It's all a donation scheme. I'm telling you, because before YouTube monetized itself, the community didn't exist, did it? Let's move on, because the story of the fire herpes doesn't end here. Does it get better? What I'm going to tell you, is it better than this story? Is it better for the people involved, the additional information, or does it get much worse? Well, you can tell by the music I'm playing where it's about to go. So I cut the music for a minute and I got serious with you for a second, because I don't care how many of the people out there that are brainwashed by these guys continually come at me, continually harass and be mean, because you knew that would happen, right? After we all called in, after everybody talked, and, oh, why did you call? Well, they mentioned my name. Between all of them, they've probably mentioned my name at least 1,256 times in the last week. So, of course, I'm going to at least try to inject a little bit of my response in there somehow. I mean, I did go to Titus while he was live and say, you've been talking about me all night, pull me into the live chat. Of course he said no, and I called into Nathan's show, and of course he hung up on me. I wasn't done talking, by the way. I told him I wanted to go. because I wanted to freaking yell and scream at him, and no one's going to get anything done when people are getting angry. I wanted him to try to be logical, understanding, but that's not what you get there, is it? At least everything got exposed. But what happened with this? Well, the story's not over. Let's get this done, because I've got a bunch to do, and we're going to give Monty a call after this. If he's my next demand of Berryhead, a.k.a. Random Rants of Rye. Back the F off of Kaufman. If you continue to harass him, Fire Herpes and Dump Day will return with a vengeance. Get a hobby. Learn how to sew or some shit. Do something positive with your life. Take your freaking meds. Asshole gate. Now, in Ryan's response, he said he was going to keep investigating Kaufman. And he was going to keep his investigation going. I think I can honestly say I'm not going to watch any of the videos, but I'll be watching Brennan's Twitter to see what happens with this. So he tweeted that out twice for some reason. Oh shit, is it a thread? Oh. All right. Anyway, so then what we have left for the story, don't worry, we're going to get to Cam. If you remember Cam, Ryan's partner, he's got a response. But before we get there, there's only like 2 more tweets to hit. Let me see here. If it's any consolation, he's largely regarded as insincere and largely irrelevant, self-serving opportunist and CIA disinfo agent within the conspiracy culture. I haven't listened to Nathan except a few times. He seemed nice. I'm not in the know. I'd be pissed too. It looks like they messed with the wrong dude. Fire Herpes. We got, with that last one that I told you, the so-called truther thing, and then he tweeted out, YouTube is down. It was the Fire Herpes. So I know what you're thinking. Uni, where does this story go next? Is it over to now? No, it's not, because Cam responded. And did Cam apologize? Did Cam actually undo the damage that he did? Did Cam promise to stop chasing down Lloyd Kaufman? Or is he doing the same thing Ryan's doing and continuing on with the trauma nightmare? They're just going to lose the Traumagate hashtag like that really helps. Well, let's see what Cam said in his own words through the fair use article in the About section. Under the fair use article in the About section, this is a message to Trauma Films, which is pretty freaking weird. It's really weird that he puts a message to Trauma Films. But he does say this. Don't give me the fire herpes, bro. Now you listen here, stream. Audience, if there's nothing you've ever heard from me ever, that's it right there. Because some of you have been saying, Unirock, stop it. Random Rants of Ryan does not have fire herpes. His face is just red in a few splotchy places. Out of nowhere, coincidentally, right after John Brennan said for 5 or 6 days straight that he was casting magical spells and rituals. I have the audio clips. This is not a joke. I played them for you. You're just joking around about the fire herpes, Uni. Drop it. This is the evidence right there in the About section of this video. Look, I do my research, all right? When I bring you research, I bring it, and I brought it, and here it is. Exploring Reality in this very About section of his video is admitting that Random Rants of Ryan has fire herpes, and that I'm not wrong in saying that John Brennan's magical spells worked. Because he says, John, don't give me the fire herpes, bro. John can't give him fire herpes if, one, they're imaginary, and he only said that after he got off of a video chat with Ryan.
Hi, what's up, YouTube? Exploring Reality here with another...
But now I've seen this guy's videos also before, 2 days ago. I'm here to say, I think it's not the lighting. I really do think that he's got some of it going. I think it's now look, Ryan is like stage 6 fire herpes. Like it's all over the place there. This is like stage 1 or 2. Like he's just starting out, but you can see it. Look close if you don't believe me.
Another video for you guys. This is a message to Trauma Films. I just kind of wanted to set the record straight for everybody, because I feel like a lot of people misinterpreted what me and Ryan were pretty much getting at.
No, you see, that's what good YouTubers do. They clearly state what they're saying so that no one is misinterpreting anything. No one misinterpreted what you and Ryan were doing. No one got it wrong. We knew what you were doing the entire time. You promised the entire internet that you were dropping the bomb, diddly.com. Then when you did give information, it was just a bunch of crap like, that whole thing about Kaufman and being in a restaurant where Podesta is. Then you say right there that this, and I recall hearing so much circumstantial evidence that it is true beyond the certainty of a doubt or some shit like that. They both said that. We know exactly what you did, not being rude or mean. And once again, I don't even want to be rude or mean even if I was going to, because shit, dude, you got to get some, it's starting. Like seriously, look, it's starting. The fire herpes is starting. This is like the initial symptoms here. Okay. Ryan's like advanced. Anyway, you did, and not only insinuate it, you flat out said that Lloyd Kaufman is connected to Podesta and Pizzagate. What does Pizzagate mean? Well, you know, so you are saying that Kaufman's doing that. So don't look. It's really fucked up for truthers to do this. At least own what you did and admit it was a mistake. Both of these guys are just trying to basically say they did nothing wrong.
Our videos, a lot of people thought that we were calling out Traumagate as, pretty much pedophiles and, things like that. Our videos were never to insinuate any crime on anybody. Actually, I've been very specific to try not to insinuate.
That was a lie. Every time, I'm going to play a sound effect every time he flat out lies. No, you did. By saying that Lloyd Kaufman is with Podesta in a restaurant, and that means that he is also connected to the PG shit. Yes, you did say that.
Anybody in anything specific or any type of crime. So if I...
Yes, everything that... Wait, sorry. Yes, you did, because every single thing that has to do with PG is a very extreme crime. You're not even insinuating that Lloyd is tied in with a misdemeanor or something, or even a felony that's like not severe. We're talking like the most severe is what you insinuated, not just insinuated, claimed when you said, and I quote, that because Lloyd Kaufman, and you showed an infographic, you showed Lloyd, then you showed Lloyd with Podesta, then you showed an arrow pointing over to how that means he's connected to Pizzagate, and then with your mouth said, beyond the shadow of any doubt whatsoever, because of a mountain of circumstantial evidence. You get that. What I said the first time is closer to what it was.
I did speak, incorrectly. Anything, I do apologize on that. My main goal was...
by saying that, if you do want to act like you misspoke through the whole thing, you should just say you did. But so which is it? You misspoke or you didn't? Because we know what you said about it.
It's just to show that the evidence was leading that a lot of major players in this specific Donut Gate situation were pretty much tied to trauma.
Well, that would have been all nice and good and all, but you guys did what you've done this entire time. Same thing with PG. Of course, you weren't around for that. You're new, so I won't fault you for there. But one thing that that all the PG guys do is they basically take other people's research and regurgitate it. I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's how you get shit done. But you didn't reveal anything about these guys being connected to Traumagate. In fact, it'd been on Joel Bot's channel. Lively Locksmith had it on his channel. I could go, all through how many channels had put all of the trauma connections from Cappy and then the other people involved on their channels. Just saying, I'm just putting that out there. You got to give credit where credit's due. Okay?
One way or another, there was a connection to trauma. So I thought that was interesting, and especially if you look back at my videos, it was showing that I believe that a lot of these people were possible LARPs or actors.
Well, actually, let's do a little bit of a test run really quick. I just got to see something, and then I'll let him finish, and we'll get off this subject because it's already taken too long to get through this. If you type in Unirock 2, Cappy, alien. Right when Cappy came out, I did a video. Cappy is an alien from the planet Neptune, the Hammer, investigation, and explanation. I did that video. Actually, it's really a red pill to pay the bills with a really funny and awesome title card. But during that, I actually did not just suggest that they were a LARP. I proved it with evidence that they were LARPing. Well, and I don't mind that you don't care. And I don't mind that you didn't bother to check to see if anyone else had already not only reported but confirmed with verifiable evidence any of the stuff you were reporting. But let's just make sure that that's out there. And I did that months and months and months before they did their videos. And I didn't even give a shit about the trauma thing.
It perfect sense that a film company would be putting these people, pretty much putting these people out. So...
And I have to again play a sound effect because he just kind of now is saying that Traumagate is behind these guys coming out and making their claims. So, how far do you want to dig the hole? I don't think Brennan's going to really care and get into much detail as I am with this, but did you not hear that too? Because that's what I just freaking heard, y'all.
Or promoting these people, And so our evidence, because I believe everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Sorry, I clicked a little wrong there. No fucking way that you believe that, because that's what your investigation is. See, let me help you guys out. When you do an investigation, you go in and you just try to find what's there, okay? You only make up your mind when you have enough evidence to prove it. That's an investigation. And when you do make up your mind, you're not predisposed to think one thing or think another. That's been the entire problem with all these channels. They go in, they're not going in, it's a cognitive dissonance. It's a biased, they're biased from the start. They're not going in to prove the truth. They're not trying to tell you, well, this is what's there. Here you go. Because it's always this with any of these guys. Here's what we found. This is what we found means. If you think anything different than what we are saying it is, the conclusion, we're going to troll you. We're going to make videos about how you're a shill. We're going to put you down. We're also going to, and I won't say that Cam or Ryan did this, but definitely Titus and Lift the Veil did. If you disagree with them, you become a gatekeeper or a protector of the bad guys. So an investigation just to help you out, and I hope one day you'll open your mind enough to maybe watch one of my videos. Actually, I hope you don't, because I'm pretty much positive you have fire herpes, and you are going to be really angry when you hear me say that, but I'm not taking it back, because I do think that now. John Brennan presented absolute truth, okay? He's got for 7 straight days saying that he did the magical spells. And you know what? You see it on, you can see it. I'm shutting up about it, Busy. I just can't get over it. Okay, sorry. You're right, Busy. I got to stop talking about it. An investigation does not determine where it's going to go or what side it's going to end on. None of the stuff that any of them have done is an investigation. They already know what they think when they go in, just like with the limo thing. I think it's fake. It's got to be fake. So I'm going to do some videos acting like I don't know what it is and I'm investigating it when I already think it's fake, and I'm going to prove it's fake. I'm going to think that this is what's going on with Tromagate. I'm going to put it out that way. And if anyone disagrees, we're going to call them a shill. How do I know? Because the day they did the first Tromagate video, I disagreed. He responded by calling me a shill.
And so, you know, Troma, I do apologize if that...
Well, namaste. I'm glad, man. And I just want all of you guys to... You don't need a YouTuber going around and telling you definitely what the end point is. They definitely can tell you their opinion, right? But that's what we really do have too much of. People telling you what the end point is, in my opinion, without the evidence to show it. If you've got the evidence to show it, then go there all day, right?
Came off the wrong way. And I did, like I said, I'm not insinuating that Troma Films did any type of crime. You know, I want to be clear about that. And
I know what he's saying. He's saying that he's not insinuating Tromagate was Pizzagate. That's exactly what I think he's saying here. But what I think he's not realizing he's doing by saying that they're going to continue investigation and they think that Lloyd Kaufman is still guilty of something and that they must investigate it, you know, that besides the point that they said that he just said that Tromagate supported these guys to come out with their stories. That's what I just heard from him. If that is what he thinks, it is a crime for Tromagate to get a bunch of people to go make up a story and LARP it on YouTube. And basically it's a form of fraud, lying, defrauding people once money is involved in donations, and that's all those guys did was beg for money the whole time they were doing their shit. Once that's involved, it's fraud if you're lying and misrepresenting what's going on. So you kind of are, Cam, both ways now.
And I understand the response. You know, I wouldn't want to be accused of those type of, you know, crimes either. So I understand the response there. I was surprised, you know, how it was handled. But you know,
well, you then definitely have proven a suspicion that I've had for a long time. If you're surprised about how Brennan handled it, well, you know what? Maybe you should be surprised at how Brennan handled it, because all of us are surprised that Brennan isn't still going forward with charges, how he's still not trying to expose you guys, and how he's not so freaking angry over all this that he is, you know, he's backing off a little bit, which I don't think he will. I think we're going to see more in the story of John Brennan trying to show these guys the error of their ways, because A, they haven't realized shit. They didn't apologize or fix anything. B, both of them have said that they're going to continue investigation and that they think Kaufman is still guilty and is deserving of an investigation. And C, Brennan only said he'd back off if they actually, you know, stopped harassing innocent people until they have enough evidence to prove their guilt on something. But they, you know, if they're going to continue this whole thing, investigating it's one thing, making YouTube videos, presenting it as true is another. Anyway, I'll give him 10 more seconds and then we're moving on.
John, please don't give me the fire herpes, dude.
Bam! Did you hear that? Do I have to go into how John Brennan for almost 7 straight days said that he was going to give Ryan fire herpes, and then when Ryan went live on his... okay, fine, Busy, damn it.
I'm serious, man. I didn't mean it in that regard. You know, it was kind of blown in the wrong direction, in my opinion. But that's how it went. And, you know, like I said, I do apologize on that. No,
now, I know why you guys watch me. I know, because I'm not afraid to say it how it is. So we're going to vote. In traditional unirock fashion, I want to include you in what's going on. You are going to vote in the live chat by typing a number. I will give you the instruction in 2 seconds. But the points I want to make, and listen very carefully before you vote, okay? Because I want to make a point first. One, I think that these guys are only doing this because they think John Brennan is crazy enough to do everything he said he was going to do, including, he's already proven that he's going to give, look at this, look what's on my recommended. I didn't put that there, it's just there, okay? Look at that. Anyway, you tell me right now in a unirock vote. Type 1 if the only reason they're saying what they're saying, in your opinion, is if they don't want Brennan to dox them, Type 2 if they're doing it because they're sorry. 1 is they're scared of Brennan, and 2 is that they're sorry. Type it in the chat. I need to know. Right now. Look, I think that Ryan and Cam, out of the whole group, have the potential to drop all the accusatory stuff. It's almost like, I don't know, but I can almost get this feeling that these guys, they get so confused or something. It's like, maybe when they sit down to create a video or to do a live show, maybe their mind just keeps reverting to the fact, like, maybe it's scary for them, or maybe they just don't know what to do. So they just revert back to this accusatory type of content, right? But if these guys could do like what Isaac Green did a while back and shed the content that had them caged inside of that disgusting prison. And I'm not saying Isaac's prison was disgusting because his was Q, and Q covers this whole plethora of topics. So you can avoid the disgusting, depressing, nasty stuff if you cover Q and just choose not to cover that kind of thing. But when it comes to what these two guys are talking about, every day, if you're researching like any normal person is, you're going to be spending a lot of time on it. And that kind of shit has to get to you and bring you down. And even trained investigators. Now, this is no joke. Trained investigators in your local police force are only allowed to be assigned to squads that handle child abuse for like short periods of time because they found that it takes an extreme psychological toll on the investigators and the officers. So these guys have to be feeling that too. So you almost can say to yourself, you know what? Maybe these guys that cover this Pizzagate stuff for so long, maybe it gets to them. Maybe they go fucking crazy. I mean, I'm not putting down David Seaman because I think now, like in the last few months since David has stopped worrying about all that stuff as much, I can see him normalizing and kind of waking up from that monster that's been in his head for a long time. And you can see that David could do good reporting if he does get away from that controlling kind of monster that's there. And these two, maybe they have potential. I'm not saying they do. Maybe if they could shed this cage they've put themselves in, where every time they look into the realm of what they research and what they cover, they're faced with the most disgusting, vile acts of humanity. And maybe if they stepped out of that and just created anything else that's not vile and disgusting, anything else, maybe they would have some good content. Maybe they could do what Isaac Green has done. Isaac is getting a shit ton of subs, a shit ton of views. He's doing massively awesome videos. They're just great. I mean, I've said this earlier today, like his creativity is showing through. He's funny. You can, it's his video. Like when you watch an anti-school video, it's got a style to it, right? And not only that, it has a type of comedy and it has a type of serious, it has intelligence to it. Like all the things you need to have a creative video that's worth watching, Isaac has worked his way into. And yeah, he still did all those great things, even when he covered those other topics. But now that he's left that major thing that caged him down behind, he's just flying, man. And he's got like 500,000 views on one video in a few days, and everybody loved it. I mean, I think the potential's out there for these guys to really break away from this community and do something on YouTube other than constantly talk about this nasty stuff, right? What about the other guys involved? Do we think they have the potential? Well, I'll tell you right now, hell to the fuck no. And that was me being very nice to these two. Because after what they've said about me, after what they have... after the videos they've made about me, I could just light them up and just talk about fire herpes for another couple hours. Because honestly, John Brennan, for like 7 straight freaking days, said that he was going to cast a... Okay, busy. All right, damn it, dude. Let's move on. All right, next up on the live dive. It's going to be coming right out. You are being far too generous with... Amber just said, you are being far too generous with the compliment for these two guys. I disagree. They'll amount to nothing, a big nothing. Amber, I agree with you completely. I really do. I mean, I want to make sure to stress, you heard me say possible, okay? I don't think that they have a chance, honestly. I thought Cam was a free thinker. I really thought when I first saw his channel, he wasn't working with Ryan, and I actually recommended him. And the very next day, I had to come online and say, I take it back. Do not subscribe to him. He's just going to steer you astray. Did I not call it? And you're going to say, well, how did you know, Unirock? Because they started their accusatory bullshit, man. You got to watch people that aren't willing to sit and put other people down just because it could provide a benefit for them, okay? And that is all that these YouTubers do that we talked about lately. With the Pizzagate YouTubers, the Tituses, the Lift the Veilses, the Jamie Big Maxes, these two really, they're all putting down other people so they can lift themselves up. And they then want to go around acting like they're better than everyone else and that they get to determine who is what and where and when and why off of their opinion. When really we already know who is what and where and when and why. We know. All you got to do is watch an individual YouTuber and really just listen to them to find out what kind of person they are. If they're sitting there accusing other people and they don't put one damn thing up on the screen to show you why, or they don't at least even explain it to you if it's something like a statement or something that they're analyzing, then you already know, man. And then, also, if you see a YouTuber constantly trying to source what they're saying and connect things together and do put a lot of time into their show, then you got that too,